Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Black Logic. So this evening, I want to do something different. I want to go right to a video and for us to review it. Now, it's around 3 or 4 minutes long. We may not listen to it in its entirety, but I believe it's important. It's about one of the workers at DOGE, Department of Government Efficiency, and how she was found. She's actually a deaf person, a mute person, so to speak. But nonetheless, we're going to read this tweet that Elon Musk posted up here. He stated that it might make sense to increase compensation for Congress and senior government employees to reduce the force and function for corruption, as that latter may be as much as 1,000 times more expensive to the public. I want you guys to listen in.
Big picture, with all the databases you're looking at and taxpayer money, how much do you think is being wasted or stolen?
If I had to guess, I would say it's over 100 billion. But what's more important is what they're doing with that money.
The mythical X account Data Republican, shared over and over again by Elon Musk himself, is a real person, a former programmer, now full-time calling out government waste, like exposing USAID. How did you get the attention of Elon Musk?
Honestly, I don't know. You'll have to ask him, but I'm grateful. One day, you just, I tweeted what everybody should, I just tweeted what I found, and then he tweeted everyone should follow the Data Republican. My jaw dropped to the floor, and I thought, what, is this real life? But I guess tech people find tech people. I want to be clear, I don't communicate directly with Elon. He found me and supports my work. But I have communicated with some people that are involved with Doge just on the side. And I don't want to say much more about that, but I have a working relationship.
She goes by Data and uses AI tools to search public databases for waste and fraud. She's been to DC to meet with Elon Musk's Doge team and publishes all her findings on X and her website. Charity funding, federal grants, non-governmental organizations funded by taxpayers. It's all there. What do you say to people who think that this data, these databases, these numbers have been out there for a long time, that they've been public for a long time, and that
What's being exposed is something that you guys have never seen before, where the government is auditing and investigating itself. And it's taking these very intelligent people who, with the use of AI tools, live scripting and things of that nature, to catch all of this fraud, waste, and abuse. And it's been going on for quite some time. Now, this is the only administration that has ever done that. So I don't want you guys just to think that this is a Republican thing or going against the Democrats. No, this is Donald Trump establishing an organization to reveal some of the atrocious things that this government has been doing with our taxpayer dollars. This is what you'll call transparency. This is what you call transparency. And quite frankly, this moves right into one of my first news stories I want to cover about Jeff Epstein. Because Attorney General Pam Bondi, she announced the imminent release of documents related to the later financier and convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. Now, phase one, these documents are expected to include flight logs and names of Epstein's associates. Bondi described the context as pretty sick, highlighting the disturbing nature of the revelations. However, early reports indicate that the documents are heavily redacted, leading to criticism about the lack of new information. Now, Bondi emphasized the need to protect over 250 victims, which necessitated the redactions. Now, the public and everyone else await further details as the situation unfolds of all these files that are going to be released, of all the information they found of people who are supposedly in cahoots or maybe visiting this so-called island. I know there's been rumors about Elon Musk, to a certain degree, been into the island. Again, that's conjecture. I've also heard reports of even Donald Trump being to this island. But again, that's just because you've been to the island doesn't mean you're guilty. And I'm not trying to fence or side with anyone. I don't know. Okay. But this is going to be very interesting, as Pam Bondi, the new attorney general that Donald Trump selected, she's not going to only release the Epstein files, but she's going to release the JFK files. She's going to release the MLK files, Martin Luther King Jr. files, We'll find out more information about that as well. Here's another thing. I want her to release the Malcolm X files because the way movies has depicted, has journalists has written that the Nation of Islam are the ones who assassinated Malcolm X. I wonder if there was a federal organization with 3 letters was in cahoots with the assassination of Malcolm X, just as well as people who were in the Black Panther Party. I'm just asking questions because this is huge. And I think the American people should know the truth after all of these years. Now, I told you I'd give you guys an update. We also know that Gene Hackman at the age of 95 and his wife, Betsy Arakawa, at the age of 64, okay? She was, 31 years younger than him? They were found deceased in their Santa Fe, New Mexico home, along with one of their dogs. Now, the authorities in the area conducted a welfare check after concerns were raised by neighbors. While no immediate signs of foul play were evident, the circumstances have been deemed suspicious enough in nature to require a thorough search and investigation. And the family members, they suspect carbon monoxide poison as a potential cause, but a lot of the officials are pending further investigations. And when you get into a lot of these stories, I went down here. I just want to highlight something that the officials have pointed out. They stated that his wife, she was in the bathroom and there was an open prescription bottle and pills scattered on a countertop near her. You guys see that? Is this suicide on the behalf of his wife? I'm just asking questions because I do not know. Is this potential suicide? Because think about it now, Gene Hackman, 95 years of age, he lived, I would like to believe, a full and fruitful life. As I told you guys before, I'm not as a young chicken as I seem to be, but I've seen some of his films. I know he was in Superman, The French Connection, Unforgiven. He's been in quite a few iconic films, no less. But for his wife to be 63, 64, and pills beside her in the bathroom, and then the dog is also dead. I mean, it could have been a mixture of both, the pills and the carbon monoxide. I don't know. And here's another question that I think people need to ask. Gene Hackman, at the height of his career, of course, a lot of these actors, especially on his, these mega actors, he's made millions of dollars. So what am I getting at? Could it be financial woes that have led to a potential suicide? I'm just asking questions. These are a lot of the questions that the authorities are going to ask is thinking about it. But it's stated here that the New Mexico gas company tested the gas line around the home after the bodies were discovered. And at the time, it didn't find any signs of problems, and the fire department found no signs of a carbon monoxide leak or poisoning. But the sheriff said there were no obvious signs of a gas leak, but he noted that people exposed to gas leaks or carbon monoxide might not show, signs of poisoning. And that had me to thinking, because I don't know too much about carbon monoxide other than you should not be in your closed garage with it closed in your car running, other than that. But I wonder if carbon monoxide is like any other gas. And, of course, I know it's odorless. I wonder if it's tasteless. And then does it exhaust from your body after a while so they can't detect it? So again, who knows how long they passed away? And again, I'll try to keep you guys updated on this story because, again, they say there's no foul play, but there's evidence to show there's a strong possibility. Now, President Trump recently met with the UK Prime Minister today. I actually saw this live at the White House. And they were holding discussions about critical issues, including the ongoing conflict in Ukraine and the potential trade agreements between the U.S. and the U.K. Now, this meeting was described as a pivotal moment for the NATO alliance in the war in Ukraine because some of the key points included a friendly rapport between the two leaders and an invitation from King Charles for Trump to visit the UK. And this is the first time in history that the royal family has invited a president twice to the kingdom. So this is a big thing. And also they're going to discuss rare earth metals with Ukraine. So again, Donald Trump somehow is hated by Americans, but loved by the world because of his strong stance. And they're going to work out some sort of deal. They're going to work out some sort of trade deal that's going to be fair. Because even though Donald Trump was speaking right beside the prime minister, he was stating that America has been done a raw deal. We've been paying 25% tariffs while other countries are paying 2.5% or 5% tariffs. He said, no, we're going to make a good deal. And the reporters, the media, they kept asking questions to invoke some sort of debacle or some sort of debate between the two. But I will give kudos to the Prime Minister of the UK because he was like, hey, listen, we're going to do a great deal. It's going to be great for both countries. He was really trying to deflect the rhetoric. I'm not here to talk about all that mess. So he seems to be a straight shooter. I don't know anything about the history of the UK, but when it comes to the responses that he had in the White House today, seems to be a straight shooter. And again, we're not going to get done over again now that Trump is putting his foot down. So this is very, very good. I agree with this. Now, Ukraine, as we were talking about before, they have reached an agreement, the United States, to jointly develop Ukraine's natural resources, including those rare minerals, oils, and gas. And this particular deal is seen as vital for maintaining the U.S. engagement in the region. Now, here's another thing that you must understand. Russia has also offered us a rare earth mineral deal, but it's with the land that they are occupying in Ukraine. So they're offering up Ukrainian land that they seize and are occupying to do a trade deal with America, to see if we're that corrupt, to see if we're that crooked. I don't think Donald Trump would do that. I don't know. I'm not speaking for him. I do not believe President Trump would do that. That will cause so much turmoil. Man, there's some things we should not do. Now, this may be very close to a lot of you when it comes to Social Security. And even for those who are 10, 20 years away from Social Security, this is still an important story for you guys to listen to because it could affect you. Because the Social Security Administration, it came out and announced that the immediate commencement of retroactive payments and increase monthly benefits for over 3.2 million Americans that was affected by the windfall elimination provision and the government pension offset. You guys may want to go see if you qualify for that, okay? If you're going to qualify that in your senior years, okay? You got to, again, when it comes to the government, you got to do things very, very early. You have to do things very, very early. So if laws change, if legislation change over time, you can be grandfathered in. So if you can go ahead and put your name on a registry, a government list, is verifiable, you guys should do that. This is dealing with your Social Security. And believe me, when you don't want to work anymore, or you don't have to work anymore, or you need this government sort of investment plan that they automatically take from your paycheck anyway, then you should definitely do some of the things I'm speaking of here, because this could help you out later on. Now, these provisions had previously reduced or eliminated Social Security benefits for individuals receiving pensions from non-covered employment, such as certain public sector jobs. Now, with this enactment of the Social Security Fairness Act, these reductions have been repealed, and beneficiaries can expect retroactive payments by the end of March and increased monthly benefits starting in April. So a lot of the money that we are potentially getting back from cutting a lot of this foreign aid, where is the money going? Where's the money going? To those who need it the most. Some of our seniors, people on Social Security, people with ailments and disabilities. So again, we're cutting a lot of these fat government programs that was not serving America well, and he's putting money back in the pockets of Americans. They were even stating that they may increase your tax refund either this year or next year. If you're single, $5,000. If you are married or with children or have dependents, $10,000 on top of your return. That would definitely generate the economy. That would definitely generate the economy. This is far beyond a stimulus check. Okay, this is far beyond a stimulus check because believe you me, I want you guys to heed my warning. I don't know if you got your tax return this year or not, or if you're planning what to do with your tax return next year. Do not purchase anything during tax return season. Okay, they always increase the prices. Now, if you're paying down debt, that's a different story. Pay down your debt, pay off your debt, etc. But when it comes to you going out and purchasing something like, okay, when my tax return, I'm gonna get this really nice 70-inch TV. Listen, do whatever you want with your tax return. I'm not here to tell you that, but just don't do it during a certain season because prices are increased. Okay, this is a nugget of information for you guys. That's all. Now, a pro-Palestinian protest at Barnard College in New York escalated when demonstrators forced their way, they forced their way into Millbank Hall, resulting in the injury of a college employee. The protesters wearing kufis or kayafis, scarves, and masks. This is mostly related to Muslim garb. You know, the scarves they wear around their hair, kind of black and white scarves, and they were wearing masks as well. They demanded amnesty for students disciplined for previous pro-Palestinian actions. In a meeting with the college officials, now the administration agreed to meet with the protesters who dispersed thereafter. And Barnard President Lord Rosenberry condemned the violent action, emphasizing the importance of campus safety. And the injured employee was hospitalized with minor injury. Isn't this a wild turn of events, where you are protesting to have other college students who protested vindicated for their crimes or their inflictions on the college, and you guys assault a college employee? And now you guys have dispersed, and they're trying to figure out who these people are. And this is pro-Palestinian. Now, and again, I don't have a dog in the fight when it comes, again, Hamas, Palestine, Israel. But when we're talking about people getting injured because you're holding protesting about a situation in another country on a college campus. Again, it seems that there's some groups of people, and I'm not stating them, you can allude to it if you want. Some group of people seem to protest around soft targets. Like a lot of the white supremacy groups, they protest around soft targets, like areas where there's not a lot of minorities, basically. They're like, no, let's go over here. Let's kind of protest near it, but not too close. And that's what a lot of these protesters are doing. They're protesting on colleges. Colleges don't have the infrastructure and security to maintain when protesters become rioters and get out of hand and start to hurt people and destroy property. I'm just saying. Good evening, Jermaine Anderson. Brother, I told you to email me. I'm trying to send you out a gift for all the hard work you've been putting in. But nonetheless, thank you guys for joining me here this evening. You guys have a great and wonderful day. And I'll see you guys in the morning. This is Black Logic.